Hello, I am Hyper G. I'm here with Lucky Sixes, and
yo, wow, yeah.
That's good. I don't think you're going to forget that you've already done that one.
I don't think I'll remember to do it again.
No, it's a unique hello. We are here for battle number 004, which was also a battle done in Bristol.
Yep, our second of the two.
Second of the two that we did on our Bristol first practice run. And this one is Orcs versus Ogres.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, nice little picture work there from Lucky Sixes.
Graphics, hey.
Wonders of the internet. So this is my Orcs and Goblins versus Ogres, controlled by a guy that we met in Bristol called Ross.
AKA the robot.
The robot. That is,
so we're told.
He might hate that name.
He hates it.
Yeah.
He's
going to hunt us down for calling him the robot.
Like this ogre.
Yeah.
Is in the picture.
He looks pretty mean.
He did bring a big hammer.
Yes. What, Ross?
Yeah.
Or
the robot.
Yeah. Anywho. This now I need to apologise straight away because I got very distracted halfway through the battle, and so the photos get a little bit sparse.
You were having too much fun, weren't you?
I was having a lot of fun.
Too much fun.
Yeah, obviously losing horribly.
This isn't about fun.
Spoiler.
This is about, yeah.
Yeah. So apologise straight away that the photos might not be
sparse.
as detailed as they could have been. Yeah, sparse is a good one.
So your knowledge can...
My knowledge will fill in the gaps. I'll basically lie through my teeth about what happened in between. So, 4,500 points, version 2.0 beta, as you would say.
Yeah, beta.
Better.
I'm a beta.
Yeah,
beta.
We must say that 100 times. So you've added in a little battle 004.
Drinking game to this, and every time I say beta...
You're the only one drinking there.
I know. I get drunk.
Yeah. I think you might be drunk already.
Yeah, give me 10 minutes.
Yeah. The deployment was Dawn Assault, so we each had to choose a corner and go for it, basically. Second objective was capture the flags.
And with the Dawn Assault, did you get to keep any in reserve? Or anything
yes,
like that?
You get to choose 2 units to be ambushers, up to 2 units.
Oh, that's cool.
Ross didn't choose any.
And that's even if they don't have ambushers?
Even if they don't usually have the ambusher special
cool.
rule. Yeah. Ross didn't choose any of his units to be ambushers. I chose a unit of cave goblins. Just for fun.
Goblin ambushers?
Yeah. And it was capture the flags, the second objective. Ross chose, I'll show you actually in the deployment picture. Shall I?
Why not?
So this was actually a pre-battle photo of my army.
Otherwise, it's a terrible deployment.
Otherwise, that's a really bad deployment. Yeah, I mean that spider's not going very far, is he? And the trolls are probably going to spend a lot of time bumping into the rest of the army. Yeah, that's just my army, looking pretty. Hopefully,
obviously, all the things are in the notes. The army.
Yes, the army list is in the notes.
So if you want full details there,
they will be there. But
it's a different list to what you played against me. In the high
yeah, this is draft 2 of my Orcs and Goblins non-proxy, basically. Slightly improved, hopefully.
Quite a different one, because...
Yeah, I've lost the Orc Warlord, Iron Orc character on the Warboar.
And you've got a Master now, haven't you?
Yeah, Wizard Master on his chariot as my general. And split the Iron Orcs into 2 units of 15 rather than one big unit of 30. And I've split the Cave Goblins into 2 as well. Mm-hmm. So there's...
Trolls are an addition as well?
Trolls are an addition. Don't know how I've managed that. And I've changed the Ed Bashers into 48 common Orcs.
Regulars. And there's a character in each of the Iron Orcs, isn't there?
Yeah, character. One is the Iron Orc BSB, and one, probably that side, is just a standard Iron Orc Chief, which both provide the bodyguard rule to the Iron Orcs.
You got some numbers?
Got some numbers, got a lot of units, a lot of drops, and 5 options for Ross to choose as scoring units. I'm pretty sure he chose the Orcs. I think he might have chose both the Cave Goblins.
Okay.
Yeah, which was... No, that's a lie. He chose both the Iron Orcs. So funnily enough, my Cave Goblins are both scoring, but he didn't choose either of them as objective units,
Cool.
which I thought was kind of cool.
Did he know? But he knew they were ambushes, didn't he?
One of them was an ambusher. Don't know whether he knew that at that point or not.
Okay.
But yeah, he definitely.
Do you have to do it after deployment though, don't you? Scoring units.
Yeah, can't remember whether we did it right or not though. To be honest,
Yeah.
So who knows what point we did it? But
normally you do choose once you have deployed. So
Yeah.
he would have known at that point whether you did
Chose
it right
it.
or not.
Yeah.
Is another thing.
Yeah. But we're looking at all the Orcs as the scoring units. That was that's not deployment either, but that's Ross's models. This guy, who is just a Tusker, is actually playing as a scrap launcher. If I forget to say it later, I'm sure I won't, because it does scrap launchery things rather than Tusker things. Obviously it's a work in progress in terms of painting, but the ones that were painted were extremely good.
Nice,
Yeah. Right, so this is deployment. I don't think I've got individual his deployment, my deployment photo, so pretty much it is as you see it. There's not much proxying going on, if any. So yeah, the Iron Orcs both went together. My general just lingering at the back with the Gargantula, just for fun. I figured that the Gargantula had enough movement to get round the side if it needed to. Raiders to redirect. Giant, they are bridge trolls, so distracting on them.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I do like.
Are they the more expensive trolls?
No, cave trolls are the most expensive ones because they get an 8 defense as well as regen and magic resistance.
Okay, and it's magic resistance 3. Is it?
Yeah,
so
this is probably good. Yeah, and an 8 defense 4 up as well. So they're really good cave trolls, but these are river trolls.
I think distracting might be as good as that, though.
Well, yeah, probably.
But yeah.
There's my big Orcs barely fitting in the deployment zone.
Big old bus, isn't it?
Yeah, and my well-planned movement tray. Not bothering because both the cave goblins have got bows. And then, my 2 war machines on the edge. And Ross...
They're not hampered at all by that?
They were ever so slightly hampered. They could only really shoot in sort of that direction.
So that was perhaps...
Yeah, but that is a consequence of me having so many units. It's really hard to get my deployment in a nice way that I want. But, I was happy enough with that deployment.
Is Doom Nova large?
Yes, because of the Overlord.
So why couldn't you
Overseer.
put it more centrally, say, behind the Iron Orc?
Probably because I didn't realise it was large, and so I'm playing it where I don't have to think about cover at this stage.
Okay.
I did the same.
Those are the things we're learning with the new
you learn. Yeah, exactly. There's also another learning curve that I very much learned from this battle, but I won't spoil that by talking about it now.
Oh, exciting.
I know. For Ross, we had 2 Yeti units, more models rather. In the latest version of 2.0, the version of 2.0, they've lost skirmish, which I think is a shame because I quite liked that.
Okay.
They're now ranked up.
So it's easier to shoot.
Easier to shoot at them, so you think. That is a model going into there, so that's nothing. That's the scrap launcher. That's a iron blaster, if it's still called that. These were tribesmen with all his characters. So he's got a shaman, adept, I think. That is his BSB, and the general's going in there. So that's a Death Star tribesman unit. Then he had a frost mammoth and 8 bruisers. And I believe over this side of the battle is the Tusker character and a Thunder Kitty, Saber Kitty rather. And there's another kitty there.
Thunder Kitty, that sounds good.
Yeah, Thunder Kitty, wow. Okay, there you go. Oh, and there is proper deployment. So there's that Tusker, which is an awesome model. It will look amazing when it's painted. I think it's on a proper Rhinox rather than an actual Tusker.
It's cool.
Because that Tusker is probably bigger than the Frost Mammoth, which is probably not quite right, but he's a nasty Tusker. And we just played that as a forest, impassable. Yeah. You don't know a lot about this battle, do you? So that's why it's probably more me talking.
Yeah.
Feel free to ask questions about stuff.
And questioning your
bad decisions.
And,
totally.
Ability.
Always. There'll be many things to say. So, Vanguard.
While getting drunk.
Yep.
Must admit, so.
Yep. So, Vanguard, he vanguarded up his Yetis. I'm not sure if this was right, actually, but we played them as though the soft cover from the forest, but I think he needed to be over half in the forest to get that, does he?
Yeah, I think you do.
So I think we played that wrong, because they had soft cover even though he's barely touching it, but never mind. And I vanguarded up the Raiders to be like that. I'm not sure why I went in that formation. It felt right at the time, so... yeah, whatever. Did I get first turn? Don't know. No, I don't think I did.
You've moved your spider if you haven't.
Oh, yeah. It must be me first turn then.
Yeah, I think it
must be, mustn't it? Because the spider has moved this way and the general's moved that way.
And your raiders have moved out of that silly...
Oh, yes. So I must have got first turn then, mustn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I rolled a 6 for first turn, actually. That's why. I think I practically stole it. I'm not sure of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, I open up my magic on the Yetis because I can already see that they are a threat to my war machines.
And was that a thing that magical missile that you let through? Or?
Yeah, whether he let it through or not, I can't really remember. But this was the 5d6 strength 1 magic missile.
Yeah, and you got 1 off?
I got 1 wound off, but I believe I wounded 3 times.
So it saved a few.
He saved 2 5-ups.
5-ups. Okay,
out of 3.
So I need 1 extra.
Yep. And then I shot with something. One of these. I don't think it was the skewer. Did another wound.
Cool.
I think it was actually the bows. Okay. The goblin bows opened up and did another wound. But the thing was here is that I rolled another 3 wounds and he saved 2 of them again.
Okay, so right.
I think he saved lots of 5-up armors to keep that one Yeti on the board. Rather than if you lose a whole Yeti, then you lose an attack of that Yeti.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I remember he rolled a lot of 5-ups.
Cool.
So he might even have saved like 5 out of 7 or something like that.
Fair play.
Oh, no, that's right. Sorry, this is a lie because that, I think... Oh, no, he must be doing it 1 wound at a time. Yeah, anyway. he saved a lot of 5-ups is what I remember. Right, yeah, so this is going into Ogre's turn 1. Made the charge on the Raiders. Now, he expected me to flee that charge because he thought I would want to keep my chaff on the board, and there was no chance of the Raiders surviving this combat. But I decided to hold the charge because it meant that the Yetis then had to actually charge them rather than redirecting into the war machines.
Yeah.
So I sacrificed my Raiders, my only chaff, early to guarantee killing the Yetis with an Orc charge afterwards or combat afterwards. And Ross was really surprised when I held this.
Okay.
He was like, oh, now I've got to actually charge him. I was like, yeah, and you're going to make it too because it's pretty easy.
Yeah. And
he did. He's swift stride by movement 7 as well.
And then they're no threat to you. Then.
Exactly. Then his because he only had 2 scoring units, which was the Bruisers and the Tribesmen, I actually decided to make the Yetis the 3rd scoring unit.
Yeah.
So I was very keen to get them off the table, even if it cost me my only chaff unit.
I think that's a good,
Yeah, it was.
Good move.
In hindsight, definitely, it got me a scoring unit. So I was disappointed to be fighting 2 Yetis, obviously, because shooting should have at least reduced it to 1. Whether or not he would have charged if he only had 1 left.
Do they have bows or anything? Did you understand? I know they wouldn't have done.
No, the Raiders are completely naked.
Naked.
Yeah, so we're still in Ogre's turn 1. So you can see he's moving up quite aggressively with the Tusker. And a
bit more cautiously.
Yeah, a bit more cautiously in the middle because he's opposite Iron Orcs, etc. And so, in his shooting, I don't think he achieved much with his magic because he had mainly augment spells for combat, so not really helping him much. He definitely didn't have any damaging spells, and he only had a wizard adept anyway.
Yeah.
Scrap launcher misfired and was unable to fire the rest of the game, and that was an incredibly useful result because a catapult shooting at my big Orc bus wouldn't have been very much fun.
Turn 1 misfire, that's good.
Yeah, so that was incredible. The scrap launcher couldn't shoot the rest of the game. So very happy about that. I didn't write down that the cannon did much either. Didn't get a picture of it, but yeah, we'll see. So in combat, the Yetis predictably breezed through the Raiders. It looks like I've got a picture of just 1 surviving and being run down rather than...
Well, either way.
Either way.
They died.
Yeah.
He got...
Yeah. and he chose to overrun into the Orcs, knowing that he couldn't avoid the charge.
Yeah. Either way, it's holding you up, I think. And at least this way, he stops you gaining 2 more inches.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. In the Raiders losing the combat, because the Raiders are insignificant and so are the Cave Goblins, the Cave Goblins fled.
Okay, yeah.
Which was a bit annoying, because obviously they would have been useful, because they've basically protected that flank by getting rid of the Yetis, and now half that flank is running. The Overseer kit launcher did not flee for the Goblins going through it, because the Overseer takes their insignificant away.
Oh, brilliant.
So the Cave Goblins were insignificant.
So he offers a lot.
I think the Overseer is a real good upgrade.
Yeah. How much is it?
20 points.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
So it gives an extra HP, changes it to large, and takes away insignificant. So I think that's brilliant. And this is the learning curve that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. The 6-inch panic. I need to keep my insignificant units away from each other.
Yeah.
So my original plan was to have my Cave Goblins protecting my War Machines with their Madgets, but that doesn't really work for the Skewerer, because they can just panic each other.
Yeah.
It's okay for the Git launcher, because he's got lost insignificant.
Yeah.
But the Skewerer needs to be well away from everything else. That's what I've learned.
The Goblins here were just clearly looking for treasure.
Well, all those Veil tokens.
They found it.
Yeah, they did. And in fact, they found it even more so, because they ran off the board. They carried on running. So, start my turn 2, they carried on running, and they were gone. Indeed. The other Goblins, however, came on in ambushing, and I decided to put them against the Iron Blaster for a turn 3 charge, hopefully.
Cool.
And also, of course, I have this guy to release in my shooting phase.
Oh, yeah.
And magic, I brought on my first Totemic Summon, which is a spell that I am absolutely loving.
Yeah, it's shamanism we're finding is quite a nice.
Yeah, really good path.
Well.
I'm very much enjoying it. So, yeah, he came on. That's the left side of the board.
You wouldn't want the equivalent of a 300-point monster beast thing in the backfield.
Absolutely, especially if you don't get any victory points for killing it. Love it. I also got Awaken the Beast off on the Orcs, I think I've got the Resilience one.
Oh, it's good.
To give the Orcs less chance of dying against the Yetis.
Yep.
Oh, and the cannon can't have done any wounds on the Giant, because I've moved the Giant here, and he doesn't look like he's taken a wound.
Yep.
So I don't know what the cannon did first turn, but it didn't do much. Probably just missed. I released the Madgit into this unit of bruisers from behind. They got a bit of a shock. There was a bruiser on there. It did exactly 3 wounds to kill a bruiser.
That's good.
So, and it parked himself right in front of them.
So they'll take double.
That is a bonus, because if they want to go through him, they will take double the hits.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, well, I could have obviously sent him through the Iron Blaster, but the Iron Blaster's like either toughness, resilience 5 or 6.
Do you think if it goes through, then it's going to land in front of them and it's double hits?
Absolutely. I thought I want to keep that unit as far back as possible for now.
Yeah, cool.
So I figured it would do more damage to them over 2 turns than it would the Iron Blaster over 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and they've got to move on to it as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Double hit. Yeah, brilliant.
So this is a picture. I'm not sure it's telling us much more that we don't already know. And in the combat, the Yetis killed 3 Orcs, which was fairly decent there. Yeah. And over there, that is his movement.
So did you do anything to the Yetis?
I'm fairly sure I absolutely mullered the Yetis.
So you killed them?
I killed the Yetis. They killed 3 of me. Yeah.
Okay. Did you reform it or move?
No, I think I didn't. I couldn't move because he charged me on an overrun.
Yep.
So this is his Tusker character, which is actually Ogre. What's it called? The Mammoth Hunter.
Yeah.
So pretty nifty guy. I was very concerned about him moving up onto this hill. I think we played it as. So.
Is that your totemic?
That is my totemic summon hiding in the background, which is random movement 3d6. So, yeah, some interesting decisions to be made later on with what to do with him. He moved up in the middle. You can see Frost Mammoth moving up with the bruisers and the kitty nearby.
Yep.
And he did what I thought was a very good move. The scrap launcher can't shoot, so he sort of did a sideways movement and readied a turn 3 charge on the Cave Goblins, which I thought was a very shrewd move. Because the scrap launcher couldn't shoot, so it needed to make use of it. It needed to be a threat. So, yeah. That must be him moving the kitty up, but in first turn I must have misfired the Skewerer, because I've got a cannot shoot thing there.
Is that for the rest of the turn? Or
for this next turn coming up. Yeah.
So it gives his kitty
his kitty got some cover and could easily move up. So the decision I made in my turn 3, I think we're on, aren't we? Yeah. Is it my turn 3? Must be.
You went first, so
yeah. Yes, it is, because I brought him on turn 2. So the decision I made, and although because of the hill being quite hard to put our models on, my Totemic Summon rolled exactly enough to stand right in front of the Tusker. So I didn't charge him.
So he's a bit front.
I'm blocking the Tusker from getting to my Gargantula.
That's cool.
It doesn't look like it, really. But
so instead of going into him, you decided to go in front of him.
Yeah. So I went right in front of him to try and force him to charge through my Totemic Summon and then overrun or face a counter charge. The overrun wouldn't have been enough to hit the Gargantula. It's a bit hard to see because they're not exactly where they're supposed to be. But and I've obviously got a spell off on the Gargantula as well, but you can't really see what that is.
Blank white spell.
That's the one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
OP, some would say.
Some would. Some would say it doesn't do anything.
That's debatable.
So then the Gargantula's obviously chilling and waiting for that to play itself out. Over here, it looks like I've moved up the Giant to be out of the Tribesman's line of sight, and just shuffled my Orcs slightly.
And it looks like the cannon did a few wounds.
The cannon's done a couple of wounds now. It must have been in Ross's turn 2. And just assessing my lines in the middle. You can see the General is slowly sidestepping his way in this direction as well. That I think is just me casting the attribute spell. So you'll see my photos dry up completely later, but I managed to get that.
The attribute on
the attribute.
Was it because he was looking at targeting with his cannon?
No, he didn't do that.
Okay.
Didn't do that the entire. It was always the Giant he targeted with the cannon.
Okay.
Which was fine.
Gives you more attacks, doesn't it?
It does. Makes him unhappy. Rage. Giant rage. So I brought another Totemic Summon on with my magic players. Why did I bring him here? That is a good question. I think it was because I already had the one on the left side of the board. And I think Ross. So we're in my turn 3. Actually, I remember exactly why I put him here. It took me ages, in a few seconds, to decide where to put him because I wasn't sure where to put him. I cast it because I always planned to cast that spell, and then when I got the spell off, I was like, don't know where to put him now. So I ended up choosing here.
Okay.
So there wasn't a lot of reason for it, other than I thought I might need a bit more backup in this central area of the board.
Okay. Fair enough.
And really, I knew that Ross's main Ogre units were coming forward. And they were right in the middle of the board. And there wasn't a lot on the flanks. So not a lot was near the table edge.
What's the stats of the Totemic Summon?
This guy has got random movement 3d6. He's only offensive skill and defensive skill 3, but he has strength and resilience 5. And 4 attacks and 4 HP.
Okay.
And he's got a strength 3 breath weapon.
Do you think? Maybe that's not the
No, it's resilience 5 and it's like a Tusker. So
fair enough.
Not a great battle, I don't think, back there. But so brought him on here.
Back up
there. And this was probably the reason I didn't add him to the cannon situation. Because I charged the goblins in. I was hoping that my static combat res and maybe Plinker Wound would do enough.
Get a few lucky wounds.
Yep, that was the plan. Didn't kind of work out all that well because I did not Plinker Wound and he killed 4 of my goblins, which meant that I think I might have even had to test this.
You got what? Charge,
I got charge, flank, 2 ranks.
Chip banner?
Nope, no command at all.
So
4/4. It was a dead
push.
draw. Dead draw. Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
Okay.
So here, this must go on to Ogre's turn 3. He charges bruisers into my Iron Orcs. And, yeah, they are great weapons. Now, in fairness to Ross, he did not realise, well, I don't know, can't explain why really, but he did not know or plan that the bruisers wouldn't benefit from the Frost Mammoth, reducing agility of your opponent.
Because
they're great weapons, agility 0.
Yeah.
He thought that he was going to be attacking first, even with great weapons.
What does the Mammoth do? -3?
Frost Mammoth -3 agility to a minimum of 1. Yeah.
Okay, so because they're 0.
Yeah. No, I was down to 1. Yeah, I was still attacking first. Okay. So I think I went paired weapons in order to make sure of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he thought the Frost Mammoth was backing them up with that ability.
Yeah.
He's also moved his kitty there to prevent this flank charge.
Yep.
Hiding in the forest. Yeah. But yeah, so he thought he was backing that up, but actually the Frost Mammoth wasn't doing much.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Over here, the kitty charges the scooter. So that should end quickly. Yeah, and like I said, that shrewd move with the Scrap Launcher really paid off because Scrap Launcher came in, got loads of impact hits, killed a heck of a lot of goblins.
He used his laser-guided missile.
Laser-guided Scrap Launcher on the way in to zap a few goblins. And,
it does that. It does that.
Does that a lot, yeah. Oh, at some point I've done a wound on the Iron Blaster, actually, so I don't think that was the goblins.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it was the Git Launcher did that turn 1, actually.
Okay.
I think.
Either way, it's still there.
Yeah, but yeah, I was left with 2 cave goblins after that combat, and they run, and they actually got away.
Yeah, at least
only the Scrap Launcher charge went after them because it couldn't shoot, so it was just a combat unit now.
Yeah.
Whereas the Iron Blaster reformed to face the battle again.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose I stopped the Iron Blaster from cannoning 1 turn. So you could argue objective achieved, but I did think I would actually deal with the cannon a bit more with that. But
you just want to make it test, don't you?
Yeah,
that's
what But they killed a brute.
What leadership was
it? 6, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
So if it makes a test, then it's
maybe 7. But yeah, it's not high. Ogres aren't high generally.
Let's say.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Cool.
Yeah. But though that pair did well and got rid of my goblins, so fair play to them. Right, this didn't go fantastically well for me. So I was attacking first.
Did 6 wounds?
Yeah, I suppose I did 6 wounds.
That's decent, 15.
Not too bad, I guess. I think I did probably a bit more, actually, because my Iron Orc character, Bazad Big Fist, he challenged his champion, and it looks like I took 2 wounds and did 1 wound back, I think, to the champion, which wasn't fantastic, but whatever. And I also did 2 wounds to this guy.
Yeah.
So I was only 1 wound away from removing a whole lot of 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Took a lot of damage in return. But I was bodyguard, so stubborn. Leadership 8, and I had my battle standard bearer nearby, so I was leadership 8 rerollable. I was. I don't think there's a picture to particularly show it. No, there isn't. So, spoiler alert, I failed my rerollable leadership 8. Bum.
But that's doable, isn't it? That's what happens.
It is doable, yeah. So I was a bit gutted. Not because I expected the Iron Orcs to do much next turn, because they wouldn't. There are hardly any of them. But it meant there was an easy overrun.
And it meant they overran into
the flank of the Gargantula.
Presumably they caught it, or they fled off the board.
Yeah, the Iron Orcs were gone. They didn't survive. Yeah. In fact, they rolled like a 3, which I thought, yay, that means I might survive this. And then I remembered that he actually is pursuing.
Yeah.
And didn't have to get much. And they did pursue into the Gargantula's flank.
Ouch.
So, yeah, that hurt at the time. I thought I was in trouble there. In my turn 4, this must be, the giant continues its move.
Around the flank?
Yeah, I think...
taking a few more?
Ross has... something's done a few more wounds.
Yeah, that might have been in his turn 4.
Yeah, it's hard to remember exactly because the photos were a little bit.
So it looks like it's done
2 wounds each turn out of
3 shots.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I think Ross rolled a lot of multiple wounds because it's multiple wounds D3 plus 1, and he was rolling a lot of 1s or 2s on the D3. So in fact, that's the only way you can do 2 wounds, isn't it? If you roll badly on the D3.
But they're in the flank, and those other guys have got the kitty.
Yeah, the Iron Orcs have charged the kitty, who is on the edge of that forest. In fact, I think that's the second time they've charged him, because he was at this side of the forest before.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, they've actually charged him twice over the course of the last couple of photos, and they've now managed to get themselves out of line of sight of this unit, which is quite cool. Ross was casting lots of his augment spells on this unit of bruisers. It was like giving me +1 to wound in shooting against them.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't shooting them.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Oh, and the scrap launcher has now run the cave goblins off the board as well. Yeah, which is always to be expected. But yeah, I think the first time this combat happened, I only did 1 wound to the kitty, and so I ended up having to chase it again and get it again. So yeah, I charged it. It did 1 wound. It rallied. Charged it again. So in some order of things, but that kitty was at least stopping me flank charging the frost mammoth anyway. But then this, so this has obviously skipped a couple of photos because I was very excited.
Went into the flank of it.
Bruisers went into the flank of my Gargantula. I was attacking first, and I believe that when they went in, there were 6 bruisers, including a champion, because I'd killed 2 with the Iron Orcs before the bruisers attacked the champion and 1 model.
Wow! So you did 9.
I did 10 wounds with the Gargantula and the goblins on top.
Good work, son.
That is incredible. I think the Venom Surge was one of those.
Yeah.
But because the last Ogre only had 1 wound left, the Venom Surge took the 1 wound guy away, which was unfortunate timing. But I can't complain with killing 4 bruisers. And in even better news, I only took 1 wound back. Because with great weapons, strength 6, and only took a wound. I didn't have any armour against that. So I think Ross did not roll particularly well.
He was not happy, and you were. So.
I was delighted, and what that also meant is in the pursuit, I pursued into the frost mammoth. I think
they were on auto break, and then
they were on auto break. They were not having it, and I actually pursued 12 inches.
All right. So did you get into you?
I got into the frost mammoth.
Wow.
What a turnaround. Massive turnaround. Yeah.
Current MVP so far?
Definitely. And then, that just shows the totemic... Oh, yes, that's right. The totemic summon helped out the Gargantula. So technically it wasn't the Gargantula that did all the wounds. The totemic summon helped out. And meanwhile, this guy has killed that totemic summon from up there and moved to here. But yeah, so that guy coming on at the back was actually really useful in the end because he helped bail out the Gargantula. But I do remember it was the Gargantula that did most of the wounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's pursued in that direction. The kitty over here does its job, but only after 2 or 3 attempts.
Okay, so
the photo of the kitty charging that was a good couple of turns ago.
Okay,
and because it didn't do it on the turn it charged.
Sweet time.
Yeah, and so it actually had to recharge that one.
Okay,
so it didn't get an overrun because it didn't do it on the first turn. So incredible, really. Yeah, and so that was working out nicely.
Killing it and reforming.
Yeah, pretty much. And then another few photos missed, but so the Gargantula has by this point killed the frost mammoth on the first turn of combat.
Yeah,
with a few poisoned attacks.
Surge,
I believe so. I believe it did. Yeah, multiple wounds D3,
and then
reformed after killing the frost mammoth. And then in my turn, the totemic summon and the Gargantula have finally grown a pair and charged
tag team champions.
Yeah, 2 right. Awesome. I spent a lot of the early game backing away from that Tusker character.
Yeah.
But after the Gargantula had dealt with the bruisers and the frost mammoth, I thought, this guy's got it. Yeah. He's on form. So I charged him into the Tusker. I believe I cast what is this? Bring the Pain to get rerolls to hit.
Okay.
And when you've got poison, Venom Surge, rerolls to hit is nice.
And after all them combats, he's only still suffered 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
So he's
going for it. He was MVP before, but he's now doing incredibly well.
It's a big shout for it.
Definitely. So after the Iron Orcs have killed the kitty, they have reformed to be right in the back of the bruisers. So there. I think it hasn't really been mentioned, but the bruisers actually didn't go through the Mad Git that was standing in front of them.
Oh, so
they actually sidestepped and went round.
Okay.
No, it actually stayed put, and his BSB with an Ogre crossbow shot the Mad Git. But he lost a turn to that.
Yeah.
So that's why they haven't actually got very far, because he had to stop and shoot the Mad Git.
Fair enough.
So that was fine.
Yeah.
Yes, there's that. And what I did in my following turn was I moved the giant in front of the bruisers as a redirector. I did have a long debate because originally the giant was about here in the flank. I was thinking, shall I charge it into the flank and try and do as much damage as possible?
Yeah.
But chances were he would make way with his general and absolutely rip the giant apart. And he'd already taken 4 wounds. It only had 3 left, I think. So there wasn't much chance that the general wouldn't kill it. Okay. So I didn't think there was much benefit in charging the flank with the giant. So I ended up just redirecting in front. And Ross had to charge it, or, well, what else are you going to do? Mm-hmm. So the giant took one like a trooper. I think it also survived another cannon shot in doing so.
Fair enough.
So nice work. Yeah, so that's him charging the Git launcher. And yeah, this is the overall state of play. But I think I took this picture because the generals continued sidestepping this entire battle, casting magic as he went. These guys gave me a heart attack because they failed their stupidity test and moved up 5 inches. And I think that is probably what led me to use the giant as a redirector.
They were an easy charge.
Because they were an easy charge in there. So I needed to stop the bruisers at this point.
Yeah.
I think my plan before that stupidity test was to back up or get these guys out of there and make a long charge for these. But because they went forward of their own accord, I had to react to that. They killed the giant. I think maybe the giant did an attack, or maybe that's just Ross reassessing. But it looks like 1 ogre at least has been killed.
Yeah.
The overrun was dangerously close to my orcs. I think he needed like an 8 to hit the orcs.
So it ended up 1 inch short.
He ended up 1 inch short of the orcs. So that was useful for me. And what that meant was kaboom! Actually, the last picture I took of this battle, because I triple charged the unit of tribesmen. And in quite an amazing magic phase for my wizard master, who joined in on the fun, I cast pretty much every spell that I had access to, and successfully. I think Ross got really unlucky with the dispel. He knew that my magic was a threat in this situation. Not that he was already under the cosh because he was charged in all directions. And so he was attempting to dispel my spells with an equal amount of dice.
But
always a risk. I was a +1 for being a master, and he failed by 1 or 2 on each of the spells. So at this point, we've got Rod of Battle on the orcs, so they've got +1 to hit.
Nice.
Got Scarification on my general, from the attribute, so you can't wound him on better than 5s. We've got Bring the Pain, so I'm re-rolling to hit against the ogres for everything. And also the trolls have got whatever other spell I've got, which is Awaken the Beast for an extra toughness.
Nice. Okay,
so I am properly kitted out for this battle, and by this time feeling it. To note though that the Iron Orcs failed their charge in the rear.
Okay,
so it could have been worse.
Yeah,
because if the Iron Orcs are in the rear as well.
So what happened in this battle?
So what do you think happened? Basically, Ross kind of made a bit of a mistake because he kind of knew that he was in a bit of trouble with this one, and he I don't know whether he panicked. I wouldn't like to say someone panicked, but he chose for his BSB to attack my general. It was like strength 7, which should have been wounding on 2s, but because of scarification, he was wounding on 5s, and he forgot that scarification was there. Decided to attack my general. I was like, great, and then failed to wound my general and wasted the BSB attacks. I think he went most of them on the orcs, killed a lot of orcs as you would expect, but the amount of damage I did back killed most of the ogres.
I was here for this battle.
You joined and watched this, and it was a nasty.
You did a lot of wounds.
Did a lot of wounds. Well, the orcs were hitting on 3s rerollable. For common orcs to be doing that is pretty good.
And they have spears or what?
They had spears and +1 strength and AP on the charge.
Yeah, okay, so with AP is always nice.
Yeah. The trolls, obviously, strength 5 and distracting on the way in.
Yeah.
Impact hits, I think, are rolled fairly high. It was a real
bloodbath.
Yeah.
And then he
ran. He failed his break test because he killed so many orcs, which you would expect, that I think he only actually lost combat by few. Not huge.
Okay, like 3 or 4.
3 or 4 or something like that. And he failed his break test by 1.
Oh.
So real gutting for him. Although I don't think I get much weaker in the next turn of combat.
But you've still got the same ranks.
I've still got ranks. I've still got everything in the flank and everything. So
and you ran him down?
I ran him down, and that was the end of the battle. So yeah, 20-0 orcs.
Yeah, very good.
So obviously I've got the objective, killing all his scoring.
Cabling,
yeah, nothing left on the board for the ogres. I think also the Git launcher had managed to kill the Saber Kitty.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, from the Orc Overseer again. The Orc Overseer being a little bit nastier. So yeah, that was a frustrating one for Ross. Not much worked after the Bruisers charged the flank of the Gargantula. But yeah, the Gargantula was still MVP.
Yeah,
because it was just amazing. Although the Wizard Shaman was popping up with a lot of Orc spells, which helped. The Totemic Summons were fantastic. Both of them were useful. One in distracting the Tusker character, and the other one in helping out the Gargantula. So yeah, a quality battle that I very much enjoyed, and fair play to Ross. Not a lot went his way, but
and that was that one of his first battles with 2.0? Or?
No, it wasn't one of his first battles with 2.0, but I think he was still getting used to the rules.
Okay.
So some of his list was still using old 1.3 rules.
Yeah.
So we had to do a lot of changing of his magic items, because I think at one point he had the 6-up ward save magic item, which I said doesn't exist in 2.0.
Sure, yeah.
So we had to have a bit of a reassessment of what items he had, and obviously I wasn't an idiot about it. I just said we'll just choose different items.
Yeah.
So he did. So he didn't lose out from it.
That's good, yeah.
Because it was a friendly game.
So it was a friendly game.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
It was a really good game. Ross was a really good sport. So really enjoyable.
Interesting one. And obviously you didn't lose too much in the end, did you?
I didn't lose much at all. I lost 1 unit of Iron Orcs. I lost Skura. I lost both my Cave Goblins. And probably about it.
Yeah. Very good.
So, and the Giant went down, but he took it like a champ.
He did, yeah.
So, yeah. Right, well, thank you very much for watching that one. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Sorry that it was mainly my voice again talking, but like I say, this was my
You don't have to apologise to me, mate.
I'm not apologising to you, I'm apologising to them.
Yeah, you have to apologise then.
Yeah, I already have. Good. Right, we'll be up with another report soon. So this was our practice run to Bristol. We only managed to do 2 games in the Bristol first trip, mainly because I took about 19 days to finish this battle. But yeah, so we're going to go have a practice battle before the big tournament.
Yeah, I think we get one more in, and then we'll go to the tournament, have a few games on the Friday.
Yeah.
And then crack on.
See how we get on. Yeah.
Very excited.
So
thanks again to Callum and
thanks
Ross.
to Callum and Ross, who were very accommodating at this initial trip.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one.
See you later.